Have you ever second guessed yourself, doubted yourself, or not wondered why you're not further ahead in life? If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Daniel Tolson, and welcome to today's live stream. If this is the first time we're meeting, go ahead and Google my name, Daniel Tolson GQ. And when you type into Daniel Tolson GQ into Google, you'll find a recent article that I wrote in GQ magazine that talks about emotional intelligence, and this conversation will make a lot of sense. So if you're joining me for the first time, make sure you say hello in the chat box below. If you're a returning offender and you've met us before, make sure you say hello and let me know how your day's going. So one of the biggest obstacles to success is people second guessing themselves. We spend so many years acquiring knowledge. We spend so many years acquiring new skills, but when it comes time to actually applying all of this knowledge, all of this skill, the second guessing starts to take place. And what I was asked recently at a recent training, one of my trainings called the 100X DNA Intensive, one of my students asked me, Daniel, how do I stop second guessing myself? And this is a very important question because it's a problem that most adults are experiencing right now. They're either experiencing it in their relationships, they're either experiencing it in their family life, they're probably experiencing it in their career, but also in their personal life also. So Chu, thank you for joining us, and it was nice to see you also at the Side Hustle Convention. So this is a big problem, second guessing yourself. One of the things here that happens with second guessing themselves is people really don't know what they want. So I want you to keep in mind these three things when it comes to second guessing yourself. The first one, we've got to have clarity. We need to have clarity about what we want and the direction we're heading to in our life. The second thing is you've got to understand what drives you. You have to understand what motivates you because you're a unique person and you have different desires, wants, and needs in comparison to everybody else. The third thing that you need to know about stopping second guessing yourself is you have to become really good at regulating your emotions. And in today's live stream, I'm going to break this down for you so you can finish this live stream with a strategy on how to move forward and overcoming that problem, which is second guessing yourself. So Peter, thank you for joining me today. It's nice to see you there also. Okay, the first thing, when it comes to second guessing yourself, you need to have clarity of mind. The first thing that you've got to do to be able to solve this problem is you've got to be able to achieve clarity of mind. And so the question that you ask yourself is, what do you want? What do you want specifically? And most people are second guessing themselves because they don't know exactly what they want. So at the start of every journey, you've got to stop, you've got to pause, and you need to ask yourself, what do I want? What specifically do I want? Because there's an old saying, you can't hit a target that you can't see. And if you're not clear about where you're going, you're going to start to second guess yourself immediately. If you're not clear on where you're going, you'll start to question yourself. Why would I be taking this action? Why am I taking this route? Why am I learning this knowledge? Why am I acquiring these skills? And if you're not clear on where you're going, you'll start to second guess yourself immediately. What you need to know next is you've also got to have an evidence procedure. Your mind has to have a very clear representation of what you want. And so what you've got to do is you have to be able to imagine what the successful outcome looks like. So for example, maybe you have a goal to double your income over the next 12 months. And so inside of your mind, you have to have an internal representation of what doubling your income looks like. What does that look like for you? How many customers is it? How many hours is it? How many products or services sold? You've got to have a very clear internal representation of what that looks like. And the reason why this is because your body and mind generate behaviors based on that internal representation. And if you're not clear on exactly what you want inside of your mind, you'll create a lot of confusion for yourself. And through the confusion, you'll start to doubt yourself. You'll start to second guess yourself, and you'll wonder if this is even possible. Number two, The second thing that you've got to do is you have to start to learn about what drives you. You have to learn about what motivates you. At the start of every journey, you've got to ask yourself the question, why am I doing this? Why am I going this direction? And if you don't have a clear why, you're going to struggle with your motivation. So let's say that you set a goal to double your income, which is a good goal, a goal to double your income over the next 12 months. You've got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And if you can't answer the question, why am I doing this? Then the goal is probably not right for you. Beyond the money, why are you doing this? Some people do what they do because they want to learn. They say, I'm going to double my income so I can learn more about myself. It's a process of personal development. Other people might say it's purely for the financial improvement so I can reinvest the money, so I can launch secondary products, so I can launch new businesses. What is it for you? Some people start businesses and they say, I want to double my income over the next 12 months simply because I want to benefit other people. I want to make more money so I can educate my children. I want to make more money so I can retire my wife from work. I want to make more money so I can provide a better life for my mother and father. And so you've got to understand your why at the beginning. Thirdly, once you've done that, you also have to learn how to regulate your emotions. So at the start of every journey, and especially if you've never gone in this new direction before, you have to start to face new obstacles. When you set a new goal, when you start to do something that you've never done before, you're going to face obstacles that you've never seen, and you're going to have to face obstacles that you've never overcome before. And as you start this journey, you have to also overcome your emotional blockages. You will have emotional blockages, including the fear of being taken advantage of. Let's say your goal is to double your income. You decide to double your income, but now you have to bring in more people, more resources to help you. You have to invest in new products, new services. You have to take on new customers. And also, as you do this, what can elicit inside of you is this fear of being taken advantage of. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to overcome this fear of being taken advantage of? And if you're not prepared for it, it will become another obstacle. Momo, good afternoon. Nice to see you and thank you for joining me. Secondly, you may have to fear rejection or social ridicule. When you seek to double your income, when you seek to earn more money, you have to serve more people. You have to step up a new level. You're going to have to speak publicly. You're going to have to do more marketing. You're going to have to do more sales presentations. You're going to have to ask more people to buy from you. And in that moment there, you're going to have to face a new level of fear. What shocks a lot of people is that they might be making $100,000 a year and they've become comfortable. And in that comfort zone, they've learned to regulate their fears at $100,000. But what they get shocked about is that when they set a goal to double their income, they now have to relearn to work through those new fears once again, because these same fears will appear at a higher level. And if they're not prepared to overcome those fears at a higher level, ultimately it will hold them back. So you've also got to learn to regulate your emotions. Maybe you might fear losing your stability. And this is a big shock for a lot of people. They set a goal to double their income. They get excited about doubling their income, but then they have to move from their comfort zone into a zone of discomfort. They have to leave what's comfortable and known, and they have to go out into what's uncomfortable and unknown. And as soon as they start to venture out of that comfort zone, the panic sets in. They start to second guess themselves. They start to wonder, what am I doing? Should have I just stayed in that comfort zone? Am I too greedy? Do I actually have what it takes to double my income? And this can be a fear of losing their stability. And what a lot of people do is they creep back and they slide back into the comfort zone. So are you prepared for that? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining me here today, welcome. Say hello. Say hello in the chat box. Let me know where you're joining me from today. Next, what about the fear of making a mistake? Some people have big hopes, big dreams. They're clear on their why. They know why they're doing this, but they can't regulate the fear of making a mistake. What if I make a mistake? What if I invest into the wrong product and service? And what if I screw it up? Is my wife going to be angry at me? Is my employer going to be angry at me? Are my team members, are they going to be angry at me? And so all of a sudden this fear of making a mistake comes up. And sometimes this fear of making a mistake can be so paralyzing that they say, you know what? No, this is too big a risk. I'm better off just to play it safe. And so when you start on these new journeys, you've also got to consider the emotional preparation. Are you ready to face your fears? Are you ready to overcome these mental and emotional obstacles in order for you to get what you want? Investing Planet, thank you for joining me on YouTube there, and thanks for joining me at the Side Hustle Convention this weekend. Chu, thank you for joining me from Malaysia. So let's do a quick repeat here. Firstly, one of the major problems that people like yourself, serious professionals, face on a daily basis is they second guess themselves. And there's 3 things that you can do immediately to overcome that obstacle. The first thing that you've got to do is you've got to figure out exactly what you want. What is your goal? What is the outcome that you're looking for? Once you do that, you've got to get a very clear internal representation of what it looks like. Remember, your mind creates behaviors based on the pictures you hold in your mind. So if you can't see it in your mind, you can't hold it in your hand. And so once you get clarity on what you want, then your body will create the correct behaviors for you to go in that direction. Secondly, you've got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? If I'm going to go into this unknown, if I'm going to do things I've never done before, if I'm going to face new obstacles, if I'm going to increase my workload, why am I doing this? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for a learning experience? Are you doing it for a financial improvement? Are you doing all of this to make life better for yourself or for somebody else in your family? What motivates you? Are you motivated by the journey or are you motivated by the destination? And a lot of people aren't sure about that. I know people who are very successful. They earn $1 and $2 million a year, and they are focused purely on the destination. They don't care what they have to do to make that $1 or $2 million a year. It doesn't bother them because all they care about is hitting the goal. But then we have people on the other side of the scale where they're not as focused on the destination, they're more focused on the journey. And what's more important to them is doing what they love along the way. Now, it's not right and it's not wrong. It's not better and it's not worse. It's just different. And you've got to figure out what motivates you. Is it the destination or is it the journey? And if you're not clear on that at the start of your journey, you will start to second guess yourself. And what happens once you start to second guess yourself, you start to doubt yourself. Once you start to doubt yourself, you start to make poor decisions. Number 3, the third thing you've got to do here is you have to learn to regulate your emotions. There's 4 major emotions that you've got to get around in order to have success. The first one is the fear of being taken advantage of. If you want to double your income, if you want to double the size of your business, you're going to have to interact with more customers, both externally and internally. You might have to hire outsourcers. You might have to hire consultants. You might have to recruit more people for your business. However, if you have a fear of being taken advantage of, you'll start to second guess yourself and you'll say, I don't know if I can handle this. The doubt creeps in and then you make bad decisions. The second universal fear. The second thing that you have to overcome is the fear of rejection or the fear of criticism. Remember, if you want to double your sales, if you want to double your income, you might have to work with 2, 3, or 4 times the amount of people. And so on a daily basis, you're going to have to face more rejection. You're going to have to face more criticism. You're going to have to do more marketing. You're going to have to do more presentations, and you're going to have to expose yourself. And so a lot of people say, I'm not prepared to do that. They're not prepared to do it, not because it's not possible. It is possible. It's because they're worried and they wonder, can I actually overcome that fear? And the doubt and the second guessing creeps in. Is this making sense? If this is making sense, say hello in the chat box below. If it's making absolutely no sense at all, give me a thumbs down and tell me the content's terrible. That's also okay. The third thing, The third universal fear is the fear of losing your stability. Now, this is interesting. You may be a risk taker. You may be an entrepreneur. Maybe you've got this big dream and you want to go all in on it. But maybe your partner, maybe your husband, maybe your wife, maybe your business partner, maybe your parents who have invested into you, maybe they have a fear of losing their stability. And what you may come across is that you're ready to go, but everybody else starts to doubt if it's possible. Have you been in that situation before? I've been in that situation. The doubt wasn't my problem. It was other people's doubts, and it prevented me from getting what I wanted. However, what I've learned is you can overcome those fears. You can help other people overcome those fears of losing their stability. And if you do, then successfully you can move towards your goal. Next one, number 4. The final universal fear is the fear of making a mistake. Why do we fear making a mistake? We fear making a mistake because of 3 things. 1, we're afraid of losing all of our time. What if I do all of this and it doesn't work? I'm going to lose my time. I might lose a year of my life. The second one is we fear losing our energy. I'm going to put all this energy in, and what if it doesn't work? And the third thing is we fear losing our money. And so what you've got to understand is you've got to understand that fear of making a mistake also has its consequences. If you make a mistake, if you screw it up, do you lose your time? Does that bother you? Do you lose your energy? Does that bother you? Or are you more bothered about making a mistake and losing your money? And if these things worry you, then you'll start to second guess yourself. You'll start to doubt yourself. But what you've got to do is you've got to understand which fear holds you back the most, and then you have to learn to regulate that. And that's what we call emotional intelligence. So if you can do these 3 things, then immediately you can stop self-sabotage. You can stop second guessing yourself. Okay. Now, I want to give you an invitation. This weekend, I will be at a summit. The summit is called the Game Changer Summit, and we have 20 of the world's most powerful minds coming together to help you become more successful. One of the things that we know is that 2021 is going to be a very tough year in business. Why do we know that? We know it because 2020 was very, very hard, and the shock waves are still continuing. People whose sales were down last year will have financial problems this year. People who lost a lot of customers last year have to fight for new customers this year. People who are doubting themselves, second guessing themselves last year, start this year with those same fears and doubts. So myself and a group of friends led by our friend Adam Strong have come together to put together an event called the Game Changers Summit. And my friend Adam Strong is bringing 20 of the world's sharpest minds into one place so you can learn from them. You're going to learn how to turn around your business. You're going to learn how to create a psychology of success. You are going to learn from people who have built multi-million dollar businesses right inside the financial crisis. So my invitation is for you to come and join us. There is no fee, there is no cost, there's nothing for sale. 20 of the world's sharpest minds are coming together in one place to help you build your business. We're going to have people like Dr. John Demartini at the event. Dr. John Demartini is one of the most intelligent men on the earth, on this planet today. He has read more than 38,000 books. He has been featured in the movie The Secret, and he's considered to be the #1 human behavioralist specialist on this planet. And you'll get to learn from Dr. John Demartini. People pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars per week just for his advice, but you're going to get it for free. And all you need to do to join the Game Changer Summit is to click the link in this profile post. It's there, just click and join. You'll also meet Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith is the world's #1 executive coach. He has written 41 books, and he's also been inducted into the Thinkers Hall of Fame. These are some of the wisest people that you could ever meet. And I'll also be there. This Friday, I'll be joining the Game Changer Summit, and I'll be talking about emotional intelligence. During my time as a consultant, I have consulted more than 9,500 businesses and business people. I'm a former Australian champion athlete, and in the past 3 years alone, I have performed more than 1,750 insights into emotional intelligence. And I'm going to give you the best strategies that you can find anywhere on how to improve your emotional intelligence so you can stop second guessing yourself. So go ahead now, have a look at the link that this video is attached to, and I want you to go ahead and click that link and join the Game Changers Summit. It is 100% content. There's nothing for sale, and you are going to learn strategies from the world's top thinkers. I'll be there this Friday, 8 p.m. in Taiwan, 8 p.m. around Asia. I'll be on at 11 p.m. Sydney time and 12 noon in the UK. So I hope you can join me here. I'm going to give you a lot of strategies, and there's also some big giveaways. So the first giveaway, I'm going to give away a coaching program. I'm giving away a coaching program for every single person who attends the Game Changer Summit. So we're going to have thousands of people there. Thousands of people will receive my free coaching program. And then I'm going to give away 3 training programs worth $1,500 each. During my presentation, I'll give away 3 training programs valued at $1,500 each. So there's huge benefits. Make sure you come along. It's free, doesn't cost you $1. All you've got to do is log in onto your computer and you're going to learn from the best in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy this content? If so, give it a thumbs up, hit the share button. If it was bad, leave me a unhappy face in the comments box below. Wherever you are, have a wonderful day. Ciao for now.